In this particular doll, the paints would have been used, or in any contemporary style doll nowadays is coated with what you call it, linseed oil, or some type of varnish, an oil that would coat the wood, and then the artist would then take acrylic or oil-based paints, which is why you can tell the difference between the two different distinctive colors, or you could tell the difference in the yellows. Whereas in my doll, you could compare the yellows to her face, which is pretty much a golden yellow. As I was saying, I've been carving this particular style, which is the traditional style, still keeping it alive, being one of the very few artists to actually keep it alive, along with other friends and relatives, and passing it down to younger people as well. Being Hopi, keeping things alive since we've evolved to this world, which is the fourth world that we live in today. It's a whole different thing than anybody else in this world could ever imagine. Um, Actually, being a kid and what we call playing kachinas is actually when we would see a dance when we were kids, we would pick our favorite kachina, what we would want to be playing as. Basically, saying like you want to be like He-Man, or you want to be like She-Ra. These things, Scooby Doo. You actually you imitate them. And so when I was a kid, me and my friends would go out, play kachinas, sing, dance, drum with our rattles or whatever we had, and mimic these kachinas. And the only time we would do it is from the beginning of February all the way till July, and then you would have something which is known as the home dance, which we'll probably go into later on. But was actually almost like a theatrical field, to where you had to know how to be mad, you had to learn how to be funny, and then also you had to learn how to speak Hopi, which is very important to me as well as to our culture. Like they say, if you lose your language, you basically lose your identity. And so keeping this alive is just like one way of showing the next generation that this is what was done, or in before computers or iPods, MP3s, internet came in. This was our classroom. This was how we learned about the world, and being that, keeping this alive not only for myself but for other people around the world, such as different artists, whoever had created this. Pretty sure they still have that passion as well as the gift to not only share with people that are trying to collect it, but other people that can actually make it, like your nephews, your nieces, or your sons. Um, to whereas times change things, like the reason why it has the string behind these particular guys is they were at one time wall hangers, or they still are. They call them wall hangers, and they weren't meant to stand, only because they represent spirits, and they fly in the sky, and this is how they travel, from stories that were told to us as we were kids. And so, and then then times changed, and people wanted them to be more of a display on shelves or in bookcases or whatever then they would have put them on stands. The artist would then put it on stands to where you can mount it up and stand straight up. and to where, some of these older styles now, some people will ask if you could put a stand under it. For me, it takes away from the art, rather being traditional than rather contemporary. So, the reason why I chose to make this particular doll was that he's one of the very first Kachinas that would actually speak a tongue, and he would speak Hopi, and yet he was humorous. He can come in different characters. He can be mean, he can be silent, and then he can also have a really talkative mouth. And he's always singing. And when I was a kid, when I was small, when I first got my first traditional drum, this was the character that had brought me the gifts, the drum, the rattle, the lightning sticks, and my Hopi shoes. And so I consider him one of my very best friends from when I was a childhood. No matter if something good or if something would hurt you, he always had the energy to lift your spirit up, to make you laugh, or he could have that power to have you dance by his side while he sang to you. He's an all team player. He's all sport. So this is his name is the Ho'e, and I basically can't translate that into English for you, but basically he's in my interpretation he's the pretty boy, and he's the women's lover. He's noticed the lips. He's getting ready to smack ya.